Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. Today we're going to learn how to make those easy peel stickers. You know, the ones that have that like really clean border around and they're just super easy to peel. We're going to learn how to make this and it's going to be all in one step. So when you go to cut it on your Cricut, you're not going to have to figure out a whole lot of steps because it's going to cut it all in one map for you. It's the easiest hack. And when I show this to you, you're going to go, oh, how come I didn't think of that? So we're going to learn how to do that. Today, we are going to be using some Koala sticker paper. They have a lot. I've just got this holographic stuff. Isn't that really pretty? I don't know if I'm gonna use it. This kind of intimidates me. Have you used this stuff? I just got it. I opened it and I was like, oh, this is really pretty. And then I put it in my drawer because I'm so intimidated by it. But my favorite stuff, like best of the best paper, label paper out there on the market is Koala. I have matte stuff. I'm not really a fan of matte because stickers are like shiny to me. So I don't really use the matte ones as often just because I want some shine. I want some gloss to my labels. So this one right here, my pack's almost empty. And this is like high gloss sticker paper, right? And then apparently Koala is owned by Aesop. It's the same company, just two different names. I've used one sheet and I didn't do like a full waterproof test to it. So I'm not quite sure if like which one holds up better. If you have used one or the other, let me know in the comments of this video because I'm curious. Like, do it is the same company. It's just labeled differently. Isn't that so weird that companies have like multiple names? And it's like, it gets kind of confusing. The reason why I like Koala vinyl paper so much versus any other brands out there, I've tried a lot of brands, but this one seems to be thicker. Like the actual vinyl material is thicker, but then also it's waterproof. And there's a few other brands that I've tried where they've said they're waterproof and then they're really not really, and then you have to like put a clear film over it or, you know, do like some additional steps. And this stuff I've been using for about a year now and I've never had to put like a clear film over it or like a clear transparency or a clear sticker paper. I've never had to do anything extra to make them waterproof. So this is just a printed sticker. Here is my water. Woo! We just poured a whole lot of it on there. And like, do you see all that water that's dripping off? And none of the ink is coming off on my hands. And this has not been prepared any other way. So that's like the true real reason why I love this paper so much. I guess it's sticker paper or vinyl paper. The reason why I love it so much is that it really truly is waterproof without any additional steps like clear vinyl sheets. Okay, so I want the bulk of this video to be all about how to create easy peel stickers. So that being said, I'm not going to design a sticker from start to finish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some clip arts from Fabrica, download it into Cricut's design space, and then show you how to make the easy peel portion of it. You can get these clip arts anywhere. I'm going to get them off of Fabrica. You can get them in Cricut's design space access if you pay for it. You can get them off the internet. You can get them anywhere. The reason why I love Fabrica so much is they have so much just at our fingertips and I don't have to keep looking for things. Guaranteed they're going to be high resolution, guaranteed that they're just going to work with what we have. And yes, there is a membership to it, but it's like $5 a month. And for everything that you get inside Fabrica, I definitely think that it's worth it. Someone over on my Instagram had asked me, could you do a tutorial on Fabrica? And I was like, for like what kind of tutorial? And they were like, just how you navigate it. And I'm like, whoa. I don't even know. It's almost like a bottomless pit and a dark hole that you can just like rabbit hole yourself into and spend all day on. So anytime I am looking through Fabrica, I always go there with the intention on something. I don't like to just peruse this website because there really is so much. You can honestly get overwhelmed. So like for this particular project, I wanted some like Happy Mail stickers for my packages. For my paper shop, I wanted to include some cute little packaging on the outside of the packages. So all I did was I put on the search fields like Happy Mail sticker, and this one popped up. Look at these stinking snails. They're so cute. Real snails aren't cute. These snails, so cute. And then I found these other ones that are kind of like a summer bundle set. And then this has nothing to do with snail mail or happy mail, but these stinking cats I think are so cute. So I think what I'm going to do is since this is the very first one that popped up for me, I'm just going to download this one. They make me happy. These snails make me happy. Okay, then what you want to do is open up a blank window in Design Space. So I just loaded up Design Space. I'm going to go over here to these hamburger lines and I'm going to go down to Canvas. And this is going to be your brand new canvas. Okay, then we're gonna go into upload and then upload image. Okay, then what you have to do is you have to go find the downloads that you've downloaded. So again, if you have downloaded clip arts off the internet somewhere else besides Creative Fabrica, you need to find all those downloads. Mine's gonna go over here in the download folder over in right here. So all of these, I'm going to import them into Cricut Design Space. And how you do that is you just take one. So let's just take this bottom green snail and I'm going to drag it into Design Space. These ones are really cool because there's already a white border, so we're not going to have to flatten anything or do anything special with it. You could just cut it out the way it sits. It won't give you that cute border, but at least it will be all grouped together. I'm just going to go to Complex, press Continue. I don't have to do anything else, and I'm going to press Apply and Continue. You want to make sure you check the Print Then Cut image. If you go over here to the cut, you're just going to get this like grayish, weird looking blob. So you want to go over here and make sure it looks exactly the way you want it to. And we got yay snail mail, so that's fine. I don't want to rename it. We're just going to upload. Okay, going back over into upload image, I'm going to keep dropping in the clip arts that I want. This one, warning, hide for my husband, so cute. So doing the same thing, we dropped it in. We're going to hit complex, continue. I don't have to do anything else. Pressing apply and continue, making sure I do that print then cut. I don't want to rename it, so we're just going to upload. Doing the same thing. Okay, when you have all your clip arts that you wanted uploaded into Design Space, all we're going to do is now we're going to click on all your uploads. So you see how when I click on all of my clip arts, there's like a green box around it, and then also there's little like thumbnails on the bottom. That means that we're going to now be able to put those into our canvas. When you have them all clicked, just press add to canvas. And they're gonna be large and in charge. So we're just gonna make these smaller just so we can see what we're doing. Okay, I went and grabbed my handy dandy little chicken scratch Post-it. The new size for 8.5 by 11 print then cut is larger than what it was before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here into shapes and I'm gonna hit this square. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here into the unlock button and we're gonna change this width to 6.75 and then press tab, and then for the height we're gonna do 9.25. Okay, just to make sure that we have the correct sizing for this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this rectangle from operation from basic cut to print then cut. Okay, you see when I did that, this little exclamation mark opened up. Let's click that, and it actually says it's 6.29 by 9.26. So we're just gonna auto size this. Okay, that is the perfect size. That's gonna give you the full sheet of print then cut that you can use for this. Okay, we can go ahead and change this over into a guide. So what we're going to do is we're gonna place all of our stickers inside of this guide. This guide right here is going to be the sheet of print then cut. Once we changed it over to a guide, what you want to do is go to arrange and then send it back. So it's going to go in the very back. Now what we want to do is now take all of the stickers that we're going to want to use and we're going to resize them to fit inside the rectangle. You're going to fill up this rectangle with how many ever stickers you want in the size that you want. Okay, when you have your sticker page the way you want it, we're just gonna come down here to this guided square that we have. We're gonna hide that real quick. Now we're gonna select all, so you can do Command A or you can just drag your cursor and select all of those stickers that you have. We're gonna go over here into offset and we're gonna create an offset. Now you wanna make sure that this welded offset is unchecked. Now what you want to do is you see how some of these offsets are like large and in charge and cutting into the other sticker. What you want to do is come drag this down to where it's just going to be a little bit bigger than your actual sticker that you have. So like this made to coffee, do you see how you can faintly see this like gray line right here? So anything more than that gray line, that's gonna be your easy peel sticker portion. So if you want that to be larger, all you need to do is either you can drag this dot, or we can just change this like 0.07, press return, and it's gonna be a little bit bigger. So the larger the offset, the more of this easy peel portion you're going to have. So 0.7 looks good for me and mine. It changes for everyone depending on how big you have your stickers. I don't know if that's like a Cricut glitch or what, but just know that my 0.7 might not look like your 0.7. Okay, so when you have that done, making sure this right here is unchecked. That's crucial for this step. And we're gonna press apply. Okay, let's Command G and group this real quick. So with them all selected, we're just gonna Command G and group, and we're gonna need to make multiples of this. So for me, I like to do 3 passes on this. So we have one, we'll do Command D, which is duplicate. There's our second one, and Command D, which is duplicate, and there is our third one. So then what I'm gonna do is those 3 things, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna align it to the center, and let's just move this up just a little bit. And then I'm gonna arrange it to the back. Okay, so now what you wanna do is taking all 3 of those offset shadows, you're gonna want to move this around until it's perfectly centered onto your stickers. Okay, now when you have them centered onto your stickers, what you need to do is go back over here onto the right, and you see how these are black? We wanna change them to white. So I'm going to click on one group. We're gonna find all 3 groups. The reason why I didn't change the color earlier is just so it's easier to see when it's a different color. So I'm gonna press Shift on my keyboard. I'm gonna find that second group, scroll down, pressing Shift on my keyboard again, and I'm gonna press that third group. Then what you wanna do is go over here to Operation, and we're gonna change it to Cut, and then we're gonna change it to white. It changed to a light gray. We wanna change it to white. Okay, now going back into those offsets that we grouped, we are going to select one of them, and we're gonna ungroup them. So we can right click and press ungroup. Finding the second grouped thing, we're gonna right click and press ungroup, and we're gonna find the third grouped, and we're gonna right click and press ungroup. Okay, the very next thing you're gonna wanna do is we're gonna select just one sticker. So one sticker, and then those 3 offsets that we created, and we're gonna come down here to attach. Doing the same thing with this one. We're gonna select the snail and the 3 offsets and press attach. Doing the same thing with all the ones. Selecting just the sticker and its offset, press attach. You see how when we made this sticker, it kind of is getting really close to the other one. We can just move it around now to where they're not touching. You wanna make sure the outside edges of your stickers aren't touching anything else. We're gonna select this one, press attach. Okay, we want to make sure that all your stickers are now attached. If you did not attach your stickers to its right offset, then you're not going to have a good printed sticker sheet. And then when we're done with all of that, you can go ahead and double check to make sure that everything's going to fit into your print then cut. So we're going to go over here into the square that we hid earlier, and let's just scoot in. If anything's like getting close to the edge or over the edge, we want to make sure we just drag it in, and anything that's inside our rectangle will fit on our print then cut sheet. If it doesn't, that means it's not going to fit. I have a little bit of space, so I'm just gonna make a couple more cute little stickers. Okay, I've added more stickers. I've also made sure that all of my stickers are now gonna be inside of that rectangle. So now I'm gonna do is hide it again. I'm gonna select everything that's gonna be on my sticker sheet, and I'm gonna press attach. The reason why I did this is if you go over here and to make it, now everything is going to be on one sheet, and it's going to print exactly the way it looked like on our in the design process. If I were to have skipped this step, which it's not necessarily wrong if you wanted to skip that step, but what's gonna happen is, let's say I did not attach everything. Now, do you see how it doesn't look exactly like what it was in the design field? And now it wants to cut this one sticker on the second mat. You could select this, press the 3 dots, move object, and then come over here and press confirm, and then you can move it around. You could do that. This is not a right or wrong step. It's just something that I would prefer to do in this step because it eliminates having to do the second step that's in the cut area. So for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select everything, press attach, and then we're gonna come over here into make it, and I'm gonna press continue, and then we're gonna send it to the printer. Okay, so anytime I am doing print then cut, I don't like to send it to the printer just like this. I'm gonna keep the bleed on. This isn't like a right or wrong on that. I know some makers like to keep the bleed off. Some makers like to keep the bleed on. I have never had good success turning off the bleed, so I just leave that the way it is. However, when it comes to print settings, especially when you're working with like waterproof paper, I like to come over here into System Dialog and open up my System Dialog and then press continue. When that happens, you're gonna get this like spinning wheel, and you're gonna be stuck here, and you might get frustrated because you're waiting for a dialog box to come up, but nothing ever comes up. It's always behind your Cricut screen. So see how I just moved my Cricut screen down a little bit, and then this popped, and then this was like waiting for me. That's where it's at. So for me, I'm gonna go into media quality. Now, this print setting that I'm using for my printer would not be the same for you if we don't have the same printer. Okay, so I'm gonna stick one of these koala papers into my printer. I'm using the glossy photo paper setting, and I'm gonna use the best setting for this. Okay, anytime I am working with high gloss paper, especially when trying to work it with the Cricuts don't like to read the registration marks because the glossiness kind of messes with the sensors with print then cut. What I like to do is utilize the cheapest craft supply you could possibly get is a white crayon. This thing is like a nub. So all I like to do is rub my crayon over my line of my registration mark. This just kind of gives it like I don't know if you can tell, but it just is like a matte finish to it, which that's what the Cricuts like, is the matte finish. So making sure you cover the entire line, and then we can load this into our machine. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my Cricut. I am going to stick my mat into my machine, and I'm going to change this over to Vinyl Plus setting. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the fast cut mode on my Cricut, and then I'm just gonna press the blinking C button. Okay, so anytime that we are working with a new material, or it's like a new craft that you're working on, I always suggest when it is done cutting to just try and take off your material to make sure that it's staying behind. Some of mine did not cut all the way through versus this one did. So because not everything cut the way it's supposed to, I'm just gonna come back over here. Instead of pressing the eject button, I'm gonna press the C button again. What's going to happen is that it is now going to suck my mat back in and recut exactly what we want to cut, making sure that now it's going to be cut all the way through. If you were to have pressed this blinking light, check to see that it didn't cut all the way and load it back in, you would definitely have cuts that were misaligned. So you just want to make sure and check before you eject. As we wait for the second sheet to cut, I actually went ahead and printed the same sticker sheet on holographic sticker paper because, you know, I shouldn't be scared. I should just go with it. However, I really don't think, even with my crayon hack, that the Cricuts would read this. I am not entirely sure, but I do have, and I've shown in a previous video, how to create these like rectangles. They're just like little L things. And what I do is I like to take them and put them in the corner. Okay, it's going to look ugly, but what I like to do is kind of trick the Cricut machines thinking that I'm using white paper. And this is like matte sticker paper. And so I'm going to put these on all four corners of my sticker paper, and hopefully the Cricuts will be able to read this one. Now that we're done with the second round, you can tell that some of my stickers are coming up right, like perfectly, and other ones are still not coming out all the way. That's probably because I need to change my Cricut blades. If I wanted to, you could go ahead and do this for a third pass, but I'm just going to eject these and just pop them out myself. Okay, same thing with the holographic paper. I'm just gonna load this into the machine. We've done the dark sticker paper hack. Hopefully it reads the registration marks and we don't have too many issues. I'm just gonna load it in. I have it set to vinyl plus mode. I think I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to press that blinking C button, and hopefully the Cricut will register even though it's holographic paper. Okay, so I can get the first two lines to scan perfectly, but then when I get to these bottom lines, for some reason the Cricut doesn't want to cut it. So here is the original white sheet that we did, and I cut off the bottom left corner. All I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the corner right here. I'm just going to take a piece of Scotch tape. Painter's tape would work too for this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this onto the top of my sticker sheet. I'm also going to do the same thing with the bottom one. I'm just going to take this, cut off the bottom. I'm going to match it up to the other side, taping this down. Sometimes we got to trick the Cricuts into thinking we're using white paper. Okay, so let's load this back up into our machine. We're going to press that blinking C button, and look at that, thumbs up. Okay, so this trick worked really well. These ones seem to work really well. I don't know why they didn't like it on the bottom ones, but they obviously worked for the top. So now this is going to do the same process as we did before. This sticker sheet seemed to cut a lot better than the last one. I like that. And then look, oh, it's already easy peeling for me. That's so cool. Okay, let's go back over to the desk and I will show you if these are actually waterproof or not. Okay, so I have these ones. These ones we already know for sure are waterproof. These are gonna be the new ones that I've tried. Remember, I've never tried these before. Okay, you know what? I'm glad that I made myself do this because these are so stinking cute. Easy peel, look at that. Cute little border. Okay, let's do the test. The test of it being waterproof or not. All right, we're gonna do one holographic and one regular sticker. I'll show you that it easy peels these ones too. There we go. Okay, just poured some water on it. Can you see that puddle? Now let's rub. Ooh, look at that. Absolutely zero ink on my hands. Nothing on my hands, and it is staying on there. The ink is staying on there. This is exactly why I love koala paper so much, because look at that. Looks brand new, although they are soaked in water. They are curling because they are that soaked in water. Yes. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I will see you later.